try to talk about the rabbi. He doesn't like it. Last night we had a gathering here in the Minyan where so many people came. The alumni, mentors, members, boys, parents, and everybody was sitting around till 1 o'clock in the morning saying stories and talking about what the rabbi did for them and talking about all that he, behind the scenes, straight up. But there was one common theme that I kept hearing, one common question that kept being asked. The Medrash in Zois HaBracha asks a question. When Moshe Rabbeinu died, it's brought down, the Medrash brings down, that Shemayim V'aretz cried, that the Borei Olam cried, Klal Yisrael cried. And then it goes on, and it says, and Yeshua ben Nun cried. And the question everyone asked, Yeshua ben Nun wasn't part of Klal Yisrael? He didn't cry when Klal Yisrael cried? And the answer they gave is yes, he cried when Klal Yisrael cried. They lost their manig, they lost their rebbe, they cried. But then he went looking. He was looking, he had a shaila to ask. Who was he going to ask? He needed guidance. Who was he going to ask? Who was he going to go to? So he cried again. And then he went looking a different time. And he cried again. The question I kept getting last night was, Rabbi, who do we ask now? I remember when Rabbi Gissinger passed away, the rabbi got up and spoke. And as the rabbi always is in such short words, he spoke for 2.5 minutes. And the rabbi got up and he said, Borei Olam, you took Rabbi Trank. Now you took Rabbi Gissinger. Who's left? Who's going to help Lakewood? Who's going to help Klal Yisrael? Who's going to be there? Who's left? I've known the rabbi for 20 some odd years. I never heard him cry, saw him cry once in my life. The rabbi held everyone's pain. He carried it on his shoulders, and he never let it slip. One time I saw him cry. When he said this, he said, Borei Olam. He didn't cry about Mr. Rabbi Gissinger. He cried about the boys. He cried about the girls. That was his pain. He said, Borei Olam, if you took Rabbi Gissinger, you took Rabbi Trank, who's left? And I was sitting in the crowd, and I said, what do you mean? They have you. We don't have him anymore. Borei Olam, you took Rabbi Trank, you took Rabbi Gissinger, now you took Rabbi Abadi. Who are we going to ask? Who are we going to go to? Who do we have left? None of us know what the man did. He kept it so close to his heart. Even in the Minyan, we had no idea. We had no idea. A year ago, the rabbi, when he started getting sick, I took his phone to be able to help out as best I can. I had no idea. 24/7. The phone didn't stop. Messages, texts, calls, 24/7. It didn't stop. I had no idea. I'm his family. I had no idea. The family had no idea. Family, look around. Look who your Saba was. Look who your father was. Look at the crowd. Look at the streets. We had no idea. We were sitting with a gadol. We were sitting with a goyin. We knew he sacrificed, but we had no idea. That phone didn't stop from around the world. People calling up about everything. Everything. Lenu, no one should ever hear the things that were coming out of that phone. And the rabbi held it. And the rabbi went with it. Family, look around. The rabbi, so many people, when they do this line of work, they lose sight of family sometimes. The rabbi family was always first. The rabbi loved everyone in the minyan, and they were family. But his kids, I could tell you, Be'emet, never did I call him, and I didn't either get immediately a call back or an answer right off the bat. His kids, his grandkids he was involved in, he was guiding every step of the way. My kids are who they are because of him. I didn't do anything. It was all from his guidance. Zion, he always spoke about Zion. He loved Zion so much. He always asked me, he was so proud of Zion. Mommy, you took care of him like nobody else. This is Shemesh v'Menucha. You took care of him. You gave him everything. We had no idea. He was such an anav. He ran from kavod. He ran from kavod. Somebody once called me up. I said this last night. But somebody once called me up for a shidduch, not knowing my relation with the rabbi. He calls me up and he says, "Listen, the shidduch came for my child." I don't remember, boy or girl. Shidduch came for my child. I think I'm going to say no. I said, "Why? Why are you going to say no?" He says, "Because I looked who he wrote down as his rabbi. His rabbi is some contractor. He's a contractor. No one knew. He's a contractor." I said, "He's a contractor, like Rabbi Kissinger was a nurse. He's not a contractor. He's a gadol." No one knew. He said to the boys, we're sitting here at Erev Lag BaOmer, a cornerstone in Klal Yisrael. And we asked the question, what were we celebrating on Lag BaOmer? What were we celebrating? Rabbi Akiva students, 24,000 students passed away. And it stopped dying on Lag BaOmer. And we're celebrating. We asked the Shayla if they stopped at 12,000 and the other half was saved. There's something to celebrate. There's something to celebrate. But they all died. What are we celebrating? It stopped because they all died. There was nothing left. They all died. What's the celebration? The celebration was that despite the pain, despite the trauma, despite all they went through, Rabbi Akiva was able to stand up and get 5 Talmidim and create Klal Yisrael, to bring a fire in Klal Yisrael, to reignite Torah in Klal Yisrael. That was Rav Chaim Abadi. He was able to go and reignite in every single boy, in every single yid. He was a fire. He was a fire. A fire has 2 midos. It consumes, it burns, it destroys. And it heals, and it warms, and it saves. Rav Chaim Abadi was both midas. He was a fire that burned away pain, burned away trauma, burned away everything negative, and all that was left at the end was this refined, beautiful, loving, warm individual. That was Rav Chaim Abadi, my father. There's another great mitzvah about fire. And Rabbi Sai, this answers our question maybe. What do we do? Because of fire, anything it touches, it ignites. Any candle that goes near it, it lights a flame. Any candle that comes even close to it, it lights a flame. It passes on easily, flame by flame by flame by flame. Just through coming close. Rabbi Sai, every single one of us, we're lit by his flame. We have his flame. We're his little flames. He passed it on to us. You have him in. Use it. Connect to it. Use it. Connect to it. Rabbi Yisai. One last thing he said, as far as Rabbi Gissinger, I'm sorry. One last thing he said, Rabbi Gissinger, someone once asked him, he goes, Rabbi Gissinger left, what do I do? What do I do? He says, you remember Rabbi Gissinger? Yeah. You remember what he taught you? Yeah. Ask yourself, what would Rabbi Gissinger do? Rabbi Yisai, you have his flame connected to you. Just ask yourself, what would the rabbi do? Would he let anyone stand in his way? Would he not do everything and anything for a fellow Yid? Would he not go to war to save an neshama? Ask yourself, what would Rabbi Abadi do? What would our Rav do? May he be a meila to Yisher for us b'shamayim. Amach Hashem dima me'al kol panim.